2, 1, Tetris. Real quick, I know you might be a little bit confused if you're listening to this, but hey, it's Sharky here. Apparently there were some audio issues, and so until those audio issues get resolved on the actual VOD, I'll be doing some filler commentary, so hope you all enjoy. Anyways, to start up top, we have Kirby 703 up on the top left, Miller on the top right, and down at the bottom we have Nima 74 on the bottom left, and Arthur on the bottom right. This is round 0, it is a best of 5, and it is DAS matches only, which means that players can only play DAS. There's no rolling, there's no tapping, but there is quick tapping, and speaking about quick tapping, Miller already in a dangerous situation, goes for an S-spin. Finding some good pieces to help burn out a Z piece would be amazing, doesn't find that Z piece in time. Needs an I piece to help fill in this dependency. Oh, nicely done. Look at this, great down stacking effort, but that hang on the left hand side. Miller's got to bring this stack down some way, somehow. I think this might be too dangerous, and that hang's going to do it. That's already going to be a top out from Miller at 77, or not at 77,000. Miller at 33,000. Kirby at 77,000 is good for game number 1. Down at the bottom, we still have our starts from Nima and Arthur. Both players seem to have boards under control. Arthur currently, the well was open, but is going to open that up with a nice little Tetris right there. Nima at 140,000 to Arthur 120,000. So Nima just under a Tetris in the lead. Looks like our judge up top, Meme's going to confirm things with our players, and then we'll be getting that match started shortly. But Arthur, once again, kind of into a complex situation. And I like the way that he decided to solve this. Another 3, oh, those pieces are going to be perfect for Arthur. Tetris for Nima goes up to 168. Arthur, on the other hand, 128. Incredibly clean game too. Or not necessarily clean game, but a clean dig out. Nima with the cleaner game in comparison. 191 at 43 lines, so yeah, having a pretty good game, and Arthur also knocking down Tetrises as well. It looks like audio issues about to be resolved. This has been Sharky, and I'll see you guys at the end of the video. Yeah, up top though, incredibly close game. Yeah. 194 to 199.
Oh, was that? It was all the way down.
Oh, okay. Bring it up to 217.
Where was it? Oh shoot, I think
it's still early days, but yeah, both players are.
Hello, can you hear us?
Fine with each other.
Are we audible?
A little bit before halfway to transition here. Set up for Tetris.
Do you hear it in your headphones?
I hear it out of. I don't.
And Alex is going to need to dig down a little, so it's going to allow Hannah to take the lead and run with it for a bit. We have our starts at the bottom, so now that is game 2 at the bottom and game 1 up top.
Hello.
Oh,
okay. Now I can hear it in one ear.
Stay for a little bit. It's not terribly dangerous.
Hello. All right, I can hear you in one of my ears.
To the point where
I can't even tell what ear it is.
You'll be able to survive.
Are we supposed to talk into this or this?
How efficient you can survive it. Because if it takes you.
Oh, we talking to this?
All right.
Hello. Okay.
3 Tetrises out of those 20.
All right, so we'll move this out of the way.
Down by 60,000 points. In addition to what the difference.
All right, we should probably move this a little to the side so we can see if Twitch chat is telling us if there are any tech issues.
Back into a good board state. Tetris ready. Boom Tetris for Hana, 285.
Yeah,
we're still having tech issues with the stream, so let's just hold off on any future games.
On the bottom. Yeah, we have another.
Who gives the countdown?
Top out there, so.
I'm really confused. There was supposed to be someone helping us run the stream, but everything just sort of started without.
Although they are talking to the judge, I don't know if anything happened there. But
Ren, I think, is supposed to be here.
Okay.
So
do I just give it a thumbs up and then they start the countdown?
Well, we don't have commentary right now or anything, so I think we'll just once this game is done, we'll just wait until the stream's ready and then we'll get going.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of droughts up top. That's not been a kind piece set so far. So the tradition for balls is.
I don't want to mess anything because it messes that up.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
What if you just click on Twitch chat right here? Does that affect it? Okay.
Incorrect seed. Yeah, there could have been something.
Okay.
Oh, and Arthur tops out, giving Nima game number
Hey guys,
1.
sorry about this. We will be ready to go.
Good shape.
All right, and we're off.
Playstyle, that speed change could make the difference.
So, if you're unfamiliar with this, my name is a Game Scout, and I am very honored to be joined by the one and only Blue Scooty, the first Game Crasher online and the first Game Crasher live in person.
Yeah.
Up a bit high. have to take the true
Quald.
Gotta be disciplined.
Yeah. Are you in the tournament?
I am not. I am the 49th seed. I was the bubble. And Arthur on screen is the 48th seed. So he is the one who replaced my spot. So I'll be rooting for him to go far and show his stuff.
I believe Nima took game 1. But I don't.
Yes.
I don't know if that was like a warm-up or there's no heart there, so.
Yeah, so again, bear with us here. We had the stream start rogue. They announced the matches would start on Classic Tetris 1. Oh no, and Miller's about to top out.
With a 12,000 point lead, so Kirby has a small chase down.
Use it for an eyepiece, but the board is safe, is steady. Yeah.
And looking to just burn this down, probably. Yeah, just gonna line this out.
Just find the Tetris though, so that's
yeah, this is a very easy chase down,
especially
level 18.
Arthur.
Oh no, and Arthur is gonna lose game 2 to Nima with 39,000.
So.
All right, so I think we will pause just for a moment, just to make sure we have all the support we need on stream. Judge Meme is counting things down, and these matches are off to the races.
Yeah. So far, nothing's really happened.
Yeah. So one thing I've learned about doing Classic Tetris 2 commentary is it's commentary on hard mode. We have the loudspeaker just feet away from us blasting Classic Tetris 1 commentary in our ears. So we're listening to everything exciting happening on the other stage while we're trying to pay attention to these 4 amazing matches and players in front of us.
Kirby is not in a good situation, but getting the pieces to get out. And that long bar is not going to help.
That was a really untimely square, but she is getting the pieces to survive here.
But even if Kirby does get fully down to the bottom, it's going to already be a pretty big lead.
Yeah. But Kirby, though, Kirby of many pieces of fame in the NES Tetris and Tetris in general scene, coming up with a proof of going on forever in 7-bag, I believe, and then also getting the first curb tris.
Nima is also gonna have to do burning now, not deadly. Kirby though is a little up high, so.
Yeah, Kirby's been digging for a long time. 22,000 points and 27 lines. That basically means she's been doing nothing but singles the whole game.
0% Tetris rate and 97% for Miller. So, very big disparity.
Exactly what Miller needs, a confidence boost to take game 3. He does a screen look. But yeah, this is far from over. This is still early level 18.
Topping out is really.
Meanwhile, at the bottom, it is pretty close, less than a Tetris difference.
But now that Arthur has bring down a Tetris, Nima's still in that situation. But Kirby is now out, hoping to get, I think, first Tetris of the game. But now there's a drought. Just game not wanting Kirby to be able to do anything. 20-piece drought finally gets the first Tetris.
Yeah, very well handled by Kirby. She had burns available the whole time.
But now this is almost an 8 Tetris lead for, now 6. But Miller is behind in lines, so this is a really good situation for Miller to hopefully stage a comeback.
Yes. Yeah, both of our players down 0-2. Oh no, and some early dash load for Arthur, but he'll be able to escape with that triple. Burn down to safety. Both of our players down 0-2 with big leads in game 3, looking to extend this series to 4 games at least.
So Miller and Arthur now the ones who are having to do burn. So this is also a good time for Nima and Kirby to catch back up.
So Nima very frustrated having to cover the well on that dirty center wall Tetris, but we'll be able to open it up. Doesn't have the Tetris available yet, but has now filled it in, and there it is. What an expression of satisfaction for Nima hitting that Tetris. Still down 80,000 though. Arthur with a solid 3.5 Tetris lead. But Miller, oh my goodness, a 7.5 Tetris lead up at the top. 360 to 220.
This is close to in pace, this is close to a 200,000 point lead for Miller, but maybe not now. But either way, this is not good for Kirby.
Miller does have some holes in his stack right now, though, and Kirby, what a nice tuck with the T-piece, has a perfect stack. This is Kirby's opportunity to start closing the gap a little bit.
Playing safe
And bangs down a Tetris. Kirby, several years ago, once held the world record for no rotation lines in NES Tetris. So she is a very creative stacker in all the obscure modes of the game.
Yeah, I know. I think on the modern Tetris, Kirby is also really good at that with, I mean, getting her own name into the game with the curve twist.
Yeah,
so,
she was the first person to clear 21 lines in zone attack and just normal the zone in Tetris Effect Connected.
Yeah, now the lead on top. About.
Alex firing back.
I mean, it's hard to tell because Kirby is so far ahead in lines, but about the same on the bottom and top. But Arthur.
Yeah, Arthur's hanging in here after 2 early top outs. He'd love to have at least one game of this tournament go to transition and show his stuff.
Arthur and Miller seem to be having about the same games, massive leads, but you know, they're down 0-2, so not great situations. But Kirby into transition very early with a I think it was around a 400,000. So Miller already with 500,000, 2 Tetrises left. Very good situation for Miller.
So Arthur's managed to stabilize his stack, and not a moment too soon, the transition is coming in just 2 Tetrises. He cashes in one of them, now just has 1 Tetris to go. Opts not to get Tetris ready there, just has a double wide well. Now skims it away, and there's the Tetris for Arthur.
Miller. Oh, Miller, 1 line. Gonna have to clean this up.
Oh my goodness, Miller can pull this off.
Anything to the left.
And he gets it open, but now needs a line piece. Needs it now.
There's no bar.
Oh, he gets the bar, but not able to get it over in time. But Kirby's not
gonna top out, and Miller gets game number 3.
Kirby shrugs her shoulders, and yeah, Miller is on the board.
Too short, probably, to catch up.
Doing it for Egypt.
3.5 Tetrises.
And now Nima in a very bad 24-piece drought gets the bar over.
Clutch Tetris would not have been able to survive otherwise. Arthur's in big trouble. He needs something for the left. He needs something for the right. He manages to do a skim. Oh no! And that's going to be it for Arthur, but it's not over. There's a 74,000 point chase down for Nima. 2.5 Tetrises would do it.
Looks like the game on top is getting, and now they're starting off.
Game number 4 is underway on the top.
All attention is on the bottom against Nima and Arthur.
So Nima would be able to line this out before 29 if he wanted to, but he can also do it much quicker with Tetrises. We'll see how he chooses to approach this. This is the DAS Championships, the Jonas Cup, so
boom, Tetris for Nima.
Things are a little bit perilous on 19. You can see early DAS loads and stuff really turn a good board sour quick, so Nima is going all in.
Oh, needs 1 Tetris to catch up, but if the bar doesn't show up, 15-piece drought.
Oh my goodness.
Counter is going up.
He's taking all the right triples though.
He's going aggressive. And
will
maybe
it
not
come?
Paying off.
This is expertly played. He could do it.
3,000 points.
He wants to do it with the Tetris.
And
boom!
that's it for
Tetris
Nima.
for Nima. Nima sweeps.
So Nima advances on.
And we love to see the sportsmanship. Nima and Arthur shaking their hands.
Slight lead, but Peter.
Arthur was telling me before the tournament that this was a bit of an outlier game for him to get into the tournament. So it's always great to see new faces make it in to these prestigious tournaments that CTWC is holding. Shows the expansion of the community.
Yeah. So now we have a game on top
Both players actually. Oh no, nice.
About to say
Split over there from
Nima.
here.
Miller
Keep things alive.
has-
Doesn't throw it over. Probably didn't have enough dash.
Yeah,
Had to
dash.
dash on that one.
So I'm just going to throw over
That's
Rivera right
a
here.
great, example of what you're going to have to do. Oh, nice quick tempo there from
So
Peter.
now there's going to be another match going onto the
Nice.
bottom.
Better pieces.
Uh,
Some of them.
Another nice
Miller
down.
not great stack, so that's going to be good for
Yeah, he's in a
Kirby.
much more survivable position.
Yeah, it's within one
But you'll see
Tetris.
players do these
So
placements that is like, well, why didn't they
Miller
put it
is
there?
still
And
Miller's not in
they
any
used
serious
that
trouble here, although that piece hurts. He's got holes really with a lot of weight on them in his stack.
dirty
And it's getting worse and worse for Miller. He does need to win this game to stay in the tournament.
The round and the match. Good comeback.
Unfortunately, that L piece just puts more weight on the hole, but he is clearing it out.
Clearing it out a little bit.
Because Peter had, the advantage.
But now Kirby has a 80,000 point lead and just building that on. So not a great game for Miller to try and stage the decider.
So it is 62 lines. Usually, again, if you want max out pace benchmarks, which is still possible in DAS tournaments, we might see quite a few max outs this tournament. You typically want to be around 200,000 points at 50 lines. So Miller's a little bit behind that, but necessarily in these first. I think Barrett has 2 Rs. Yeah.
Okay.
So we're busy resetting Nestris champs. Blue Scooty, our tech expert extraordinaire.
Yeah.
All right, and we're being joined by the tournament organizer, extraordinaire Ninja, who's going to help us with the stream. So Scooty and I will be able to focus on commentary on these awesome games.
Yeah, so now Kirby with an almost 5 Tetris lead, which Miller doesn't want.
Miller setting up for a Tetris. Miller wants to start the comeback, and boom, Tetris from Miller. It's Miller time.
234 now for Alex Kerr, 250 for Hana. Beautiful S flat,
But meanwhile, Kirby still managing to maintain this strong lead here. Gets another Tetris on column 9. 73% Tetris rate for Kirby compared to 49% for Miller. He'd love a TP. Oh, and gets the Z spin in there. Very nicely done. So Miller is still within striking distance here. Both players barreling towards the transition, only about 20 lines to go.
Yeah, so Kirby on high 500 pace going into transition. Miller high 400.
Yeah, Miller should transition with the mid 400,000, which is very respectable as a safe tournament pace. Anything over 500,000 is kind of like the base check mark, I think, for what top level DAS players go for. And Kirby is going to be well ahead of that. Already with 527,000 and still several more Tetrises available before transition. But especially with DAS, you do not want to have a messy stack right as you're getting into these final 10 lines because you have very little time to clean it up.
Yeah, so it's nearing, staying around a 5 Tetris lead for Kirby. So Kirby gonna go in with about, if Kirby gets the Tetris, it's gonna be just under 500,000, but there's a drought. So Kirby's gonna actually go in with a little bit of a dirty situation. But gonna get the bar over for the 600,000 as Miller goes in with almost 500,000.
Yeah, so clutch survival by Kirby over with the Tetris at the transition, but Miller, again, is hanging in there, only about 3 Tetrises behind. If Kirby were to top out, Miller would have plenty of time to make this up, and Kirby shaking her head a little bit at a misdrop.
Oh, and a drought is also forming as Kirby is a bit up high, but gets to Tetris. 635,000 to 524.
So Kirby has extended the lead a little bit. Miller, trying to get clean again, is going to have some holes and going to have to dig down for a while. Not in scoring position.
Kirby is almost ready, but has to take the triple. So not going to get the bar spin.
Gonna get that spin though, but oh no, gets double S's. When you do S flat like Kirby did, the worst possible piece you can get next is another S.
Wait, this could...
This is gonna be a very difficult dash dig.
Oh, and that misdrop is...
Kirby just trying to squeak across any more points she can. She's pulling off a few more lines, but she's not going to be able to survive much longer.
And that's going to be it for Kirby at 655, and Miller has a 80,000 point chase down.
This is very doable for Miller. 2.5 Tetrises. But this is where the pressure comes on. It all comes down to this. All the training you did at home. It comes down to the heat of the moment, being able to perform with the pressure of this stage. And Miller with a little bit of a misdrop. You see him breathing a sigh to try and calm himself down. I know the pressure of the intensity of this moment, having been on this stage. I think you've been in this situation too, Scooty.
Oh, yeah. And just lining it out, under 2 Tetrises at this point, so Miller could get this chase down really quickly.
Awesome. Yeah, I love to hear.
Yeah, so I don't think Miller would quite make it if he lined out the whole way, but triples would probably help him do it.
It looks like Miller is setting up. Oh,
he's trying. He just needs 1.5 Tetrises. Okay.
Tetris for Miller.
He can line it out now. It's just 17,000 points left. Oh, but he's going for the Tetris. But this is dangerous. His board has a little bit. Oh, but he's going to get it.
Tetris for Miller.
And Miller.
Up. Set.
We are going to have our first decider of the day, Scooty.
I think you have to reach page. That's what Nima said. Yeah, so try it again.
So thanks for your patience, everybody, while we bear through this. We're trying to figure out all of the different things that you got to figure out. So Nestress Champs, if you don't know, it was designed for single-player use online. And so it was an incredible gift that Yobi9 made this for us. It was a completely open-source project that he did in his spare time for free. But when we try to run about 16 different versions of it in a live setting, it's very much trying to put a square peg in a round hole a little bit. So there's a lot of refreshing of screens that needs to happen, a lot of sort of tech double checking that needs to be done.
Very close game up at top. Nothing special really happening.
I think he ends up sticking with that.
So Barrett with the name 3on3on, that is a reference to Jonas Neubauer's name in the 2020 World Championships, Bun Bun.
Yeah, Hana's going to be able to take full advantage of this. Is Tetris ready? And
meanwhile, we are underway up at the top in the decider between Kirby and Miller.
Do some digging, so we will see how this
So Scooty, when you're playing in these high-pressure matches, is there a difference that you feel in how you approach a game, whether it's game 1 versus game 5? Are you a little bit more reserved, or you go all out?
I mean, I feel like in game 5, you play a little bit more reserved, because from Miller's point of view, Kirby hasn't made it that far into 19, so he could hope that happens again. But, you know, I feel like Miller hasn't really gotten a good perspective on Kirby's play, but there's a big drought, and Miller gets the piece over.
That was a trust fall into RNG.
Alex Kerr advances to the next round.
And Alex Kerr just beat Hana over on the main stage.
Oh my goodness.
It was a tough
All right, so be sure to watch CT1 so you don't get spoilers, because we got the commentary coming through. I don't know how well you can hear it. But yeah, this is CT2. We try to have as much fun as we can on CT2. But meanwhile, Miller is fighting for his tournament life here up at the top, is going to need something for the left, and gets a long bar just in time. Oh my goodness, edge of death and the perfect square.
And Miller is...
What survival from Miller.
And Miller gets the well open, and will... Oh, the bar!
Blocks the well, but has it open and has burns available. Gets the Tetris.
For Miller.
Oh my goodness, Miller. And it's hard with a tournament like this, especially since I haven't seen all these players as DAS mains. I don't quite know the strength of everybody, so I don't know who's the favorite here between Miller and Kirby.
matches.
As you pointed out, Scooty, we haven't really seen these matches go deep yet, so we don't know how these players haven't truly pushed each other to the limits yet. So we could see that in this final game here.
Yeah, so it looks like Kirby just going a little too aggressive going into 19 the past 2 games. And Miller's just been able to line out and chase that down. So if Kirby is able to slow down her play, then maybe can take the set.
Yeah, and meanwhile we are down now underway at the bottom with Barrett and Scotto. Scotto has an early lead, but their boards are pretty safe, so we'll be focusing on this decider probably up top for now. Miller's still dealing with some traffic in his stack.
That got 15th seed as well.
Yeah, it's good to see just all these new players, but then the classics are here too. They're here and they're bringing it.
Get a nice mesh of players from all walks of life.
Yeah, and what I love about it is people who are just getting into our scene now are seeing these players, and maybe they'll watch our older videos
So,
and they'll see
down on the bottom, Scotto has about 1 Tetris lead, and Miller
but they made their mark and they
is
improved year after year.
down by 2 Tetrises.
I always say that, like,
But
Corian
overall,
had the Corian
close
of
games.
the year
So
succeeding. to
yeah,
find
just
that
Kirby leading against
champion
Miller.
would've won.
So
Yeah.
And that you see that story happen a lot, where players are constantly improving.
Nice skim by Kirby to get the very, very slightly dirty Tetris. I don't know if we've established a name for those little teeny tiny dirty Tetrises. I think Dusty Tetris is one of the terms that's been thrown around.
So yeah, Kirby is maintaining this lead.
Okay, I see Mega Retro Man.
Yeah, and
Bring it there.
so both players are looking here to avoid any possible danger in their stack as they approach the transition here.
Retro Man.
They both have 2 Tetrises available. Miller doesn't have any burns if he wants to get both Tetrises, so if a danger situation comes up, he probably would want to cash in the burns, and he's gonna have to here. His next Tetris will transition him, and his board is not ideal. Okay, he needs it's long bar or death here. He needs to open this up, and
oh no!
I don't know if the situational awareness was there. Oh my gosh, he gets it over, but it's gonna be too late.
Oh, and that's gonna be it for Miller. And Kirby advances on to the top 32.
And the fist pump there. So Miller was put in a very incredibly difficult position where he had to make a split-second decision on how to open up the well.
So yeah, we'll see.
And I think if he had done that, he would have basically been stuck at the mercy of a long bar or death.
Exactly.
So that is a gamble he could have taken. He tried to opt to burn it down with just skimming at the top. And unfortunately, he just wasn't able to get the pieces over.
Hello everyone, I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I hope you all enjoyed this match of Jonas Cup, or matches rather. Now, if you did watch at the beginning, you probably heard my voice, and that's because I had to dub over like the first minute or two because there were audio issues, and the microphones were not working for GameScout and Blue Scooty at the time. But they did eventually get fixed, so you didn't have to hear my voice the entirety of the match, plus you're gonna hear it next match anyways. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe for more, and comment down your favorite moment of the match. Today's post-match section also isn't going to be a long one, but I am going to start diving a little bit more into the lore as we get further along in the tournament. Now, once again, gotta give a shout out to Tetris Forever, because if you love Classic Tetris and Classic Tetris variants, then you're definitely gonna want to check this out. As a matter of fact, we got a trailer for you guys to watch.
12 shapes, it's too much to remember. I decided that I should downsize it. So if I introduce flipping, then I have just 5 pieces. That's how Tetris was born.
I didn't have the rights. I said, I'm going to go to the Soviet Union and get those rights.
I believe that Tetris will be here forever.
I think I have one of the greatest games in the history of computer games.
Alexei really created the perfect game.
2 weeks in a row, I did nothing but play.
Play Tetris. Play Tetris. My friends.
Tetris is inclusive and it appeals to everyone.
every place was sold out, and every place was clamoring for more.
We're always trying to figure out what is the best way to keep the core game of Tetris.
Nobody thought this game was going to last forever.
Once again, thank you for watching. I'm your underwater host Sharky, and I'll see you in the next match of the inaugural Jonas